All right, we're live with Bar Owner TV. Today I have Dog with us today from Dog, what was it? bestdamnbarshows.com, right?
That's my website where you can get more information on how to properly present and promote live events at your establishment for fun and profit.
Awesome.
And I've got a bar owner e-course that you can opt in and subscribe to the newsletter, plus a lot of other information as well on there.
Awesome. Sounds good. And today we're going to talk about the 3.5 mistakes bar owners and managers make with live entertainment and how to avoid them. And, the reason I wanted to reach out to you is you've done plenty of comedy shows, entertainment shows at my bar and have done well. And I'm a big believer that people, most bar restaurant owners these days are just doing the same shit. They got their drink specials, they got their DJs. Live entertainment with bands is great, but, you could always do something different, and people want to be entertained. That's why they're going to the movies and comedy shows and things like that. And I wanted to get you on the line today to talk to bar restaurant owners about how we can make more profits by doing that. But more importantly, the mistakes. And you said that there's 3.5 main mistakes that bar restaurant owners make when it comes to live entertainment. So go ahead and give us mistake number 1.
Well, I say there's 3.5 mistakes. The half mistake is a lot of bars don't have any entertainment at all. A lot of bar owners, managers, they think they're in the food and beverage business. And what I would say is that really you're in the experience business.
I agree.
If you're going to compete on just selling drink specials and your food specials, that means you're competing with the grocery stores, the convenience stores, the liquor stores, restaurants, television, anything that's going to keep people just at home in the comfort of their own home, where they can eat pretty much the same food and get pretty much the same alcohol and sit in comfort of their home, as opposed to going out and doing something. The reason people go out and pay higher prices at a bar is because of the experience and the atmosphere that is created. And it's up to you as a bar owner, in my opinion, to create that inviting atmosphere, give them that experience that motivates them to get off the couch from out in front of the TV and go out to your establishment.
No, you're definitely right about that.
Just like a lot of entertainers, they concentrate a lot on their show and their performance. They don't realize that in order to be a professional entertainer and to keep themselves booked solid, they're actually in the sales and marketing business.
Right.
And I think a lot of business owners, bar owners in particular on this call, they make the reverse mistake. They concentrate a lot on their business. They don't concentrate very much on creating a show atmosphere. And it doesn't even necessarily mean live entertainment, but it could just mean making your bartenders more engaging, creating an atmosphere that's more fun and inviting. People want to go out; they need to be motivated to do that, because you want to set yourself apart, like you mentioned earlier, Nick.
Yeah.
So a lot of bar owners, the reverse mistake. Really, every business is in show business, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with you on that. And what would you say mistake number 2 would be?
Okay, well, mistake number 2 then would be unoriginal events. It's like you said at the beginning of this video. A lot of bars, when they do have live entertainment, what's the first thing you think of? You think of music, bands, karaoke, DJs, and pretty much across the board, that's all I'm seeing at a lot of the establishments that I go to. When I bring up the idea of having a comedy night, for instance, it's usually kind of an outrageous suggestion.
Right.
They're like, how can we possibly make this happen here? Well, to be honest with you, it's a hell of a lot easier to hire 1 or 2 guys to come in and do a comedy show than it is to make room for an entire band to set up and all the technical requirements that they're gonna need. So it's really about thinking outside the box. Again, if you are going to have live entertainment, you still want to be doing different things. And there's a whole assortment out there. You could be doing game shows. You could have midget wrestling. So the 3 things that those are 3 of the things that I would suggest. Look at comedy nights. They're very simple to do. Look at having game shows and contests, because as you know, Nick, people like to go out and they like to compete. When there's a prize on the line, it gets the whole bar involved in what the outcome of that is going to be.
Yeah.
And then do other whack. Midget wrestling, arm wrestling, anything you can think of that is going to be new and different and exciting compared to what all the other establishments in your area are doing.
Yeah, I think one thing that people should definitely get a hold of you on that did extremely well for us was the game show, the Battle of the Sexes. And we won't get into too much about this. People can contact you for that or look at your website. But that was a great promotion. The entire crowd was engaged and loved it, and I already had people asking, "Hey, when are you going to do it again? When are you going to do it again?" So I think that Battle of Sexes promotion that we did was great. So you're right, coming up with unoriginal events, something different, unique. Think outside of the box, and I think a great way that bar restaurant owners can get some input and get some advice would be talk to your customers, talk to your staff, have a staff meeting. Say, I want everybody to come to this meeting with one unoriginal idea for an event that would be fun, engaging for the staff and for the crowd, and just see what you come up with and see what off the wall crazy shit your staff can come up with and do. So that's a great one right there. And what would you say mistake? What are we on? Mistake number 3 now?
Well, mistake, yeah. I mean, I just covered that first one about just having live entertainment or somehow creating an entertaining atmosphere in your bar to begin with. And then from there, we've got a lot of bar owners make the mistake of having the unoriginal events. You need to have original, innovative events. And another, just to add on to your suggestion, Nick, one thing that you can do as a bar owner is you can look at what some of the popular reality game shows are out there.
Yeah.
Like Deal or No Deal. Look at some of the retro game shows like the Newlywed Game, or the Match Game, things like that are from the 70s that you can get on the Game Show Network. Figure out a way that you could recreate that in your establishment, and figure out a way to host something like that. Just put your spin on it, and it's very easy to put that together. But the second mistake then is once you have decided on what entertainment that you're going to have at your establishment, you need to present it properly. I go to a lot of places. They've got all the lights up. They've got the jukebox still playing. People are over there shooting pool. And I understand that that's normally your bar atmosphere. That's usually what people are coming out to do. But if you're going to make the investment of time and money to promote an actual event at your establishment, then you need to present it properly. Turn the lights down. People, in my experience, what I've noticed and what I've heard statistically is that people tend to eat, drink, spend more, flirt more, have more fun when it's dark. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would. I've heard that, and I would say that you're right on that. Yeah, I haven't really thought of that, but now that you bring that up, it does make sense.
Yeah, it's kind of like that darkness gives people the permission to lower their inhibitions a little bit more.
Right.
They don't feel like everybody's watching them, so they're not so self-conscious, and they can get into they can engage themselves more in what's going on. It's kind of like if you ever do a hypnosis show, that's what you'll notice when people are on stage. It's not that they're under a trance; it's that they're so relaxed, they're willing to do whatever crazy shit that hypnosis guy tells you.
Nice.
So turn off the lights, maybe do some candlelight, like set the mood like it's actual nightclub that is presenting a show. You go to a comedy club and see how they do it, and go to a movie theater, see how they do it, and just kind of mimic that process. You will definitely want to eliminate any distractions possible. Turn off the televisions, the jukeboxes, the pool tables, the dartboards, or have those in a separate room. A lot of the places I go to, they have kind of a main bar area, and that's all good stuff to have in there. But then if you have a separate back room, a place where you can present shows, you really can dictate what the atmosphere and environment is going to be like.
Yeah.
Another great thing that I think is really overlooked, that's very easy to do and doesn't cost any money really at all, but it just takes getting out there and doing it, is hosting it. As your new customers come in, you think, hey, I've never seen you around before. Seat them. Welcome them to your bar. Get up there on the stage, before the event starts and tell everyone, thank you for coming out. Here's what to expect. We really appreciate it. Maybe, that's a good point to, do a little selling too. You can present what your drink specials and food specials are for the night. You can present what your offer is to get them to join your texting club or your email list. So being the host for the night, I think, is something that all bar owners can either do or have someone do to represent their establishment and kind of make that introduction, be the handshake of the room, so to speak.
Right.
See the night.
That makes sense. And what would you say the last mistake would be?
the final mistake I think that bar owners make is they rely too much on word of mouth for their marketing efforts.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of easy things you can do. You can put up posters, you can put up signs. That's pretty easy to do. But many times I'll see just on a dry erase board, you know, next to the door, it'll say whatever the upcoming event is. And then they just kind of expect people to know about it and go tell other people about it. Well, that's okay. You definitely want that word of mouth buzz. You definitely want that. But you got to reach out to people using text messages, email, direct mail, Facebook. All this stuff is very easy. It's extremely cheap, and it reaches people and on a wider scale.
Right.
Than just expecting customers to go out on their own based on their own motivation to go tell people about your event. And, you know, Nick, that's more of your expertise is the marketing and the promotion and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, you can do giveaways and incentivize your staff to, you know, with have a sales contest. You could do a promotion where you're saying, yeah, it's if you come to the show this weekend, we're also going to do a raffle and we're going to give away big screen TV. When we did that game show at your place, we had the trip to Vegas that we were offering as a prize.
Yeah.
All that stuff that creates a bigger buzz. So if you are going to do word of mouth, you want to make sure it's going to be something that people really want to go out and tell others about.
Yeah, and I think, you know, just to add to the marketing side, because I mean that's what I am as a marketing junkie. I would say, you know, when especially say if they're going to do comedy, I mean, love Facebook ads. It's so profitable. It's bringing me huge results. My clients huge results. But what I was doing when we were doing the comedy shows during the fall and winter is we were targeting people in my area who had an interest in comedy. I mean, you can't have any other kind of marketing media available to you that allows you to target the age demographics, their income, where they live, and who like the particular event that you're putting on. So, I mean, we did that, and we did the texting to our list. We did the emails, obviously, to our list. And we tried some newspaper ads and things like that. But the one thing I want to mention to bar restaurant owners, if you are going to use any kind of newspaper or anything like that, make sure you have a way to track it. So instead of saying, hey, this Wednesday night, this Saturday night, we have Dog coming in for a comedy show, instead of just saying that, say, bring this in to get X, Y, and Z, whatever it might be. But then that way you know if it's working or not. So if you do another comedy show and this person didn't even bring in an offer that's going to save them money to see your comedy show, and you spent $750 on newspaper ads and you got back 5 of them, you know that you could have spent that $750 somewhere else on something much better.
Absolutely. And another thing with newspaper advertising, if you are going to do that, a lot of times you can ask to run a press release.
Yeah.
Or have someone do an interview with the performer coming up. So that way you have an actual article in there as well as the ad. And a lot of times these ad reps for newspapers, to get that ad space sold, they'll agree to something like that as kind of, you know, something you can use as a bargaining chip.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Dog, I want to say thank you for you know, for all this great information. I think a lot of the bar restaurant owners can take in a lot of information and not make these mistakes when they're doing their next entertainment show, or give them ideas for different entertainment type of promotions that they could be doing. And again, if anybody wants more information from Dog, or to get some free information, marketing ideas, promotional ideas, go to bestdamnbarshows.com, and please leave any questions, comments, or suggestions down below this video. And Dog, thanks again for coming out.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. And in fact, I actually do a monthly teleseminar that's free, where I kind of go into these mistakes in even more depth than what we can cover in a short video like this. But thank you very much, and we'll talk soon.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.